Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And thank you all for being here and for being a part of our soul family. Today is the new moon. It's the new moon in the sign of Capricorn. And this is a really, really auspicious time, particularly because we have about a month before we dive into some really, 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 I'm going to say exciting energy that's going to begin with the eclipses and will bring in the new Chinese New Year, also known as the Fire Horse this year. And it promises that also, because we have these new energies that are shifting that don't shift for a very long time, like Neptune is entering into the sign of Aries. It's been in Pisces for the last 15 years. It's transforming into Aries. That's happening at the end of this month. And also the planet Saturn has been also in the energy of Pisces as well for the last 3 years. And that energy is also transitioning into the sign of Aries. Okay. And, overall, what we're looking at is we're looking at a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous amount of change. Those planets, Neptune and Saturn and Uranus, those are all big, 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 big generational type of planets, right? Uranus will transform. It will move into the sign of Gemini towards the end of April. All of these big generational planets are shifting, and there are promises to be really monumental shifts and monumental changes in the world. But what does that mean for us individually? It means that each of us individually now is a time for us to really, really look at the things in our lives that we have been doing over and over and over, expecting different results, but we've been doing them the same. Right. And because today is the new moon of Capricorn, I want to really kind of inspire each and every one of us to look at where in our lives we have been stuck in a pattern and stuck doing things the same. Now is a time to make a plan. Capricorn is all about plan. Capricorn is all about hard work. And right now is the time to do that hard work so that for the next month, you're really going deep within yourself. You're looking at, your own shadow work. You're doing your shadow work, really finding out where you want to kind of set your intentions, where you want your life to go, really for the next 10 to 15 years. This is a very, very, very big moment astrologically. Okay. That being said, I have to share something very, very, very big with all of you. Most of you have been around here and have been a part of this incredible creation for the last 5 years. We started in February of 2021. So it will be 5 years very, very soon. And the daily download has been something that has been such a part of our lives and really a part of my life. Most of you have been here from the very, very beginning. And it's really incredible to look at I'm going to say hundreds of people who have popped into our meditation, who have joined our soul family from all over the world. For many, many years, we were broadcasting also in China for hundreds of people. We've been shown in Iran, we've been shown in Europe, and we've come together all across the world. And we've done some amazing, amazing things. And I know that this incredible gift of coming together to co-create this change has implemented something massive and huge, not only in our lives, but in the world. And I want to thank each and every one of you for that commitment and for that acknowledgement of yourself, an acknowledgement of how special it is to bring people together. That being said, I have decided, after spending a lot of time meditating on things, that we need to change. We also need to change, and we need to shift, and we need to transform. And I have decided that for the next month, we are going to take a pause. Okay? We're going to take a pause from what the daily download to be every day, where we meet at this particular time every day. As you guys know, I live in Europe now. I live in Amsterdam. It's in the middle of the day for me. And there have been so many times where I have either had to pause what I was doing to rush and do the download, as you all know, or I have had to compromise my schedule or my own personal life just to make sure that I could show up here in this space, which is wonderful. There is no complaints. But what I've also come to realize and recognize is that also needs to change for me. And I don't know what it really looks like, you guys, and it really it's a bittersweet feeling to say that we're going to take a pause, because I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know where we're going. I don't know how this is going to evolve or transform, but I do know that it will. I do know that it will. And I know, because I look at my own life and I say, well, some of the some of the things that I've been asking for, I haven't had the room to manifest because they've been blocked with other things. This may be true for you as well. I want us all to look inside of ourselves and see where that energy is. And so again, I've decided this is not an ending. Okay, this is not a goodbye. This is a pause. That for the next month, I want to really step back. I want to step back, and I want to step back and allow the universe to bring in all of those things that I've been asking for and manifesting. And I want that to also happen for each and every one of you. And I'm so incredibly grateful for this community, for what we've created. As many of you know, my mother joined 5 years ago, and she was here every single day, and it gave us an opportunity to be together every single day. And it is something that I so incredibly cherish, that I got to spend those 15 minutes with my mom every single day before she transitioned. And I look back on what we have created and those moments, and it was after one of our meditations towards the end of her life that she looked at me and she said, you've really found your calling. She's like, this is really, really your calling. She's like, you have something very, very special to share with the world. And that she may not have been able to see the work that I do had it not been for the daily download. So I'm incredibly grateful and thankful that we had that time together. And every day I get to spend with my aunt, who has shown up every single day as well, that we've all been able to be together. And that won't change. The unity amongst us will not change. We will be in touch. We will continue to support each other. I am here for you. I'm here for every single one of you. And you can always reach out on anywhere. If you're in a part of our group text, you can text us there. You can text us on Instagram, whatever you want. But for now, again, we're just going to take a pause from our regular scheduled meeting time here every single day of 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay, and 2:45 p.m. Central European Time. We're going to change. We're going to transform. Let's use this energy to work on ourselves. Let's use this energy to really, really, really become congruent with receiving what it is we're asking for. And let's change that up. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in and tap into this new moon today, this incredible energy. Let's bring this energy in and let's create something incredible. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Let's close our eyes and let's find ourselves in our heart. And as we do so, let's just take a pause and say a prayer of gratitude. Creator of all that is, source, light, universe, we thank you for everything. And now let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And now let's shift our awareness to the center of the earth. And as we shift our awareness to the center of the earth, let's imagine this beautiful energy swirling around in the center of the earth. And from the space in the center of the earth, let's imagine this energy scooping up fresh earth energy, coming up through the soles of our feet, through our ankles, our calves, our knees, and our thighs, and traveling up through all of our chakras, and popping up outside the top of our head and forming a beautiful ball of light. And now switch your awareness into this ball of light. And imagine this ball of light traveling up out of the space that you're in, higher and higher and higher and faster and faster and faster. Imagine that ball of light lifting you up out past Earth's atmosphere. out into outer space, through different planets and galaxies and the Milky Way, and higher and higher and higher beyond there, out into different layers of light. Some light, some dark. Through those layers, out into a beautiful golden-like light, and through the golden-like light into a jelly-like substance light, and through the jelly-like substance light into a beautiful pink haze, which is the law of compassion. And through the law of compassion, you enter into the seventh plane of all that is, the plane of creation, of oneness, and of complete totality. And as your ball of light dissolves into that beautiful energy, you feel the connection, the contribution, the collaboration of all things, all atoms and molecules of existence here. You are currently in a theta brainwave. This is a theta healing meditation by Vienna Stiebel. From our subconscious, we have the ability to tap into our beliefs. Change your beliefs, you change your reality. So, as a reminder, all you have to do is say yes to receive these downloads in your mind's eye. So I'm tapping into the quantum consciousness, seeing what we've got going on here today. So would you like to know what it feels like to know how to, when to, where to, and that it's safe for you to show up for yourself in everything that you do, that you're worthy of showing up for yourself, for knowing the value, what we really, really, really mean when we say to put our oxygen mask on first before we can help others. If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to know the Creator's definition, perspective, understanding, and knowing of reinvention, that it is safe for you to reinvent yourself, to reinvent the things that perhaps you have become so numb to that you've just done them in a remote, rote way every day. Would you like to know what it feels like to know that energy is never, ever, ever wasted? Energy never, ever goes away. That every single ounce of energy that you've put into everything that you have done with all of your heart and all of your soul, it goes into this, what we call vibrational escrow. And even though you may not feel the results or the effects or the manifestation is not what it looked like for you, what you wanted it to look like, know that the universe has something greater for you. Something greater and greater and greater awaiting you. So if you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to acknowledge, to be, to know, to perceive and receive that miracles, blessings, they're available to each and every one of us. And they exist just slightly out of your comfort zone, just a little bit outside of your comfort zone. So would you like to know what it feels like? That you know that you're worthy of stepping outside of your comfort zone, that it's safe for you to step outside of your comfort zone, that you're worthy of stepping outside of your comfort zone. If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like to get comfortable being uncomfortable? That you're worthy of being uncomfortable. Think about all the times in your life that change occurred for you. That change really, 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 really happened. I bet most of those times were times where you took a risk, where you said, I don't know what the result is going to be, but I'm going to go for it. I've made this year about committing to doing new things for myself, trying new things. Yesterday, I went to a pottery class for the first time in my life, and I went without any judgments or any expectations or any attachments. I went with curiosity, and I had a great time. I learned something new, met some new people. And this is kind of like a metaphor for our day-to-day life, a metaphor for the world. And would you like to know what it feels like to trust? that there are people, places, situations, and experiences that are waiting for you, or waiting for you to show up, waiting for you to embrace it. If you'd like that, say yes. You know, I work with a lot of people who are really at a stage of their life where they're starting over. Seems to be a theme in my private practice. And a lot of the things, a lot of the people that show up are usually on the other side of a breakup or a divorce or something different. And they're asking, is it too late? Is it possible for me to start new? And the answer is always yes. Always yes. And so would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is in every single cell of your body to know that it's never too late. You're never too old. You're never too tired. All of those are just excuses. So all of the excuses that you use to validate and justify your no change policy or your stay in your comfort zone policy, can we please destroy and uncreate them? And would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is in every single cell of your body to have the courage and the bravery to acknowledge that you, in this new skin, remember we've been in the year of the snake. The year of the snake for the last year is about shedding old skin, letting go. And now we get to embrace the horse, the fire horse, in a month. So we have an opportunity beginning today on this new moon for the next month to really, really, really let go and release yourself from those old skins. Shed the old skin, the things that don't work for you, things that not even that they don't work, but that perhaps they've become stale and stagnant in your life. Would you like to know that you're worthy of that, that it's safe for you to do that? And just like the snake, as it sheds its skin, it becomes really sensitive and really vulnerable. It wants to crawl right back into the old skin, but it can't because it no longer fits. So what it usually does is it usually hides underneath a rock. It hibernates. It holds on to something until it becomes used to this new skin. And then it ventures out into the world, a new being. This is what is happening for each and every one of us, and this is what is happening for the world. So would you like to know what it feels like, looks like, tastes like, smells like, sounds like, and is to embrace that new skin, that you're worthy of stepping into that new skin? If you'd like that, say yes. And would you like to know what it feels like to know that it's okay for you to grieve those things that you're saying goodbye to, that old skin? It's okay to grieve it. It doesn't mean that, like a good book, right? It tells a story and you finish the book and many of you want to go back and read it again and hold on to it. Maybe read it over and over again because it was so good. But it's also safe for you to put the book on the shelf, to read a new book, to open up a different story, to learn something new, to embrace something greater for you. And that is what we are asking. That is what the universe is asking for us to do, right? Neptune entered the sign of Pisces in 2011, January of 2011. Where were you in January of 2011? Where was your awareness of spirituality, your awareness of yourself, your awareness of what it is that you wanted to connect to? It's been a great time of a spiritual awakening. That's what Neptune in Pisces is. You've noticed that over the course of those years, the last 15 years, spirituality, energy work, this has all come to the forefront. It's become mainstream, and that's because of Neptune in Pisces. But as Neptune moves into the sign of Aries, it is really about sovereignty, spiritual sovereignty, knowing that you don't need to have a group, a church, or a organization that you have to subscribe to, that you have to prescribe to, and that it's safe for you to take from and enjoy and learn from many, many different things and contribute them to your life in the way that works for you. This is what spiritual sovereignty looks like. It looks like choosing not to be a part of something because it serves your ego, but choosing to lead, choosing to be something different. Each and every one of us has within us a divine channel to the light of the Creator. And as we tap into that light, you are a unique channel. Begin to share that energy with the world. Now is the time. And as you begin to share that energy with the world, watch others become inspired by you. You don't have to be some great guru or some great spiritual leader or some great thought leader or philosopher to do that, to lead, to share your light with the world. You simply have to open yourself up to it and be willing to share it. And that's the gift of the energy of Aries. Aries is the youngest sign of the zodiac. It is the child of the zodiac. It's the one that's willing to go for try new things and burn his hand on the stove. And he's willing to fall because he knows he can get back up and go again. That's where we are. Don't be afraid to try new things. Put yourself out there. Be brave, be powerful, be you. If you'd like those, say yes. And now let's shift our energy to those who require healing today. I'm going to ask that we please continue to send healing to Iran, to the people of Iran, the people fighting for their freedom every single day. I just saw a post. Of course, take this with whatever it is, that the death toll has amounted to over 13,000 people have been murdered by the regime. They've been murdered by the establishment for simply speaking up, for protesting, for asking for freedom. This is not okay. We as a global community, we as one human race, we must shift our energy to support these beings that are asking for this freedom. We need to do so in all regions of the world, not just Iran. We need to do so to Venezuela. We need to do so to the Ukraine, to Russia, and we need to do so to America. What is happening in America and Minnesota right now is not so different from what is happening in Iran, believe it or not. Kid you not, we must wake up to these atrocities, and we must be willing to speak out against them, to take a stance. And if there is nothing else you can do physically, to just simply hold space and send energy to all of those people. So for today, I dedicate today's download, today's healing to all of those fighting for freedom all over the world, those fighting for their autonomy, their spiritual sovereignty all over the world. Let's please take a second and just watch this bright white light blanket the entire planet and all of these regions. One of the greatest ways to witness, to see healing happen, is to witness. So witness a free, joyous, spiritually autonomous Iran. Witness independence both in Palestine and in Israel, and in Russia and in the Ukraine. Witness people coming together for the purpose of goodness, of light, of co-creation. Witness a world without war. Know that it's possible. Know that that is what is being asked for and demanded here. Last but not least, would you like to know that you are worthy of, that you are, and that you be unconditional love in every single cell of your body, and that you are worthy of sharing that light with the world? If you'd like that, say yes. And now let's take our palms and rub our palms together. Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Place your palms over your eyes. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes and allow that energy to come into your body and into your being. Place your hands on your heart. Congratulate yourself. Thank yourself for being here and for being a part of our soul family every single day.